Hey everyone, my name's John Bales. We're here talking about the holidays and recovery and sobriety. I'm a recovering addict and alcoholic. My sobriety date is April 5th, 2015. So this will be my fourth holiday season in recovery coming up. I really just wanted to talk quickly about what the holidays look like for me today as opposed to what they looked like when I was in active addiction. And for me, it's two things really. Today I'm present. When I say that, I don't mean it in terms of like I'm actually there, just physically, because I was present during a lot of the holidays with my family and stuff like that in active addiction, but I wasn't there. I didn't want to be there. My mind was somewhere else, usually like I need to be with my friends. I need to call the dope man. How am I going to take this money that was in my stocking and or take the check that was in my stocking and get it cashed? So because the dope man doesn't take checks, right? So I was never really there. And my parents, they never asked too much of me. They really didn't. They wanted me home on Christmas Eve. They wanted me home on Christmas morning. They wanted me at the table for Thanksgiving. So when I think about it, that's not asking a lot. But a lot of times I couldn't even give them that. There are some holidays where I simply lied to my parents about having to do something, and I didn't even show up. There are some, going back to when I was a teenager, Thanksgiving, just scarfing down the food, and I've got to go to a friend's house for Thanksgiving, or I have to go here, and just getting up from the table in a hurry and leaving. There are holiday parties where I think I spent more time in the bathroom, doing drugs in the bathroom than I did talking with my relatives. So today, needless to say, I don't have to worry about that. But today, I'm able to give my parents something that I was never able to give them before, which is a peace of mind. I think I can sit there content, and I can give them what they always wanted, which was spending time with their son. And I don't have to rush through the opening of the presents, or I don't have to rush through dinner, get up and bolt out of the door. And I actually enjoy it today. I enjoy spending time with my family. I enjoy being there for them. And that's sort of the second part of it for me, is I get to be of service. I get to actually bring something to the table, as opposed to just sit at the table, take it, and leave. I get to bring something, and that can be emotional support for my mother, emotional support for my father. It's hard for me a lot of times to think about the holidays. I tend to go dark. I tend to reflect on a lot of the pain I've caused. And one way for me to avoid that is to try and help other people, to try and be of service. My very first Christmas in recovery, I was living at a sober living facility, and I had been there for a little while, so I was able to take pass, and I went home for the weekend. And someone gave me a suggestion. They said, "Why don't you try and do something for someone else while you're at home? No matter how difficult it's going to be with your family there and people who you think might not be supporting you in your sobriety, try and be helpful to them." So my sponsor said, every time you walk into a room, the first thing you should think about is, what can I do to be helpful? And so that's what I did. I walked into a room, and if my mom was standing over the sink washing dishes, I said, Mom, can I help you wash dishes? I walked into the garage, and if my dad was in there tinkering with something, doing something, I said, Dad, can I help you with that? I walked into a room, and when my aunt and uncle were wrapping presents at the last minute, I said, hey, can I help you finish that? Can I help you wrap presents? And that's a pretty big change for me. I was never really too helpful. A lot of times I did things, I think, just to kind of, I don't know, make people think that I was being helpful, but like it wasn't sincere. So today, holidays in recovery, I get something out of them that I never really got, and I think what I get is like sort of the true meaning of the holiday. Going back to that sober living, we had a Christmas tree in the community room, and one morning I walked in, and I was actually working there at the time, so I got to open up the office, and I would have to get the meds ready for people, and but I had to get over there pretty early in the morning. And one morning I opened up the back door, and I was walking in, and we had left the lights on the Christmas tree the night before. And I walked in, and I just saw the Christmas tree in the corner, and the lights were on, and they were twinkling, and for a split second, it was like I was 6, 7, 8 years old again. And I remember thinking, or just feeling something that I hadn't felt in a very, very, very long time. It was that cheer, that joy, that, I don't know, it was the holiday spirit, I guess. And the truth is, I had seen 100 Christmas trees. I had had that moment, probably in active addiction, 100 times. But whatever was blocking me from my higher power, whatever was blocking me from being of service to other people, whatever was blocking me from being just a good person, kept me from experiencing that. So it might sound a little silly, it might sound a little cheesy, but today I think recovery, being sober, all the things that I have to do in order to stay sober, it allows me to experience the holidays the way they were meant to be experienced. So hopefully all of you get to experience that too.